welcome to the Q Stream Vibes here on a Thursday. Great afternoon, Maddie. You're wearing the same shirt as I saw yesterday in the photo. Mate, your beard is supposed to be clean, buddy.
The bottom's got to be clean.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
so my approach to this is I'm letting my stubble grow, and then as soon as there's a sufficient amount for there to be a dirty mow, I'm going to clean up all the sides and just leave just the dirty mow. But that requires a few days of growth, of course.
And next time, can you also try and send me a photo with a white background as well? That would help a lot better.
Yes. I will send you one of those today, immediately after the stream.
Sweet. Well, if you look at mine, it's starting to.
Well, yeah, our dirty Mexican mow is starting to show.
It's starting to show nicely, actually. We're on $50, boys. Woo! Nice. I wonder how Sean's going. Sean's is probably the most visible because I guess he's always clean shaven. That's his look. So when we start to see something, because we're not used to seeing him with kind of like a mow, it's quite noticeable when we see it on him. So looking forward to that. Thursday, lads. Week is every time we get to a Thursday, it's like far out. The weekend's here. We got the Friday show happening, and then Maddie normally goes away in the weekend. It's already happening.
Yeah, it's fast.
You're going away again
as I can.
Where's the destination this weekend, Maddie?
Vung Tau, if everything goes smoothly. Vung Tau, that's the plan.
Vung Tau.
So gonna jump on the bike and ride out there. Vung Tau.
Right. Let us know. I guess you're going along the scenic route, aren't you? You remember you saying you were gonna avoid as much freeway as you can. Yes.
Yeah, because that highway's horrible. So I'd really like to go through. Basically, I think it's like District 7 in Yabear. I'll check this, but I think it's like District 7 in Yabear, and then take the ferry across to. I'll tell you where to. No, so it's Katlai. So it's Katlai Port, and then there's a ferry near Katlai Port or at Katlai Port into Dong Nai, which is kind of like sort of southeast. But then through like countryside and stuff with like just small roads as opposed to hip book, as opposed to down the highway, which is horrible. QL51 is the big highway, and that's not a good time. I'd really like to avoid that as much as I can.
And when you say horrible, it's not the roads. The road quality is horrible. It's the traffic horrible, right? Is that what you're saying?
The traffic, the trucks, the noise, the dust, and it's basically just like straight dusty, dirty highway, and it's like like blazing hot in the sun. There's no shade. Pretty much the only good thing about it is the bun bows that are on the side of the road. For some reason,
the countless
bun bows
bows
are like
shops
everywhere. All over that highway. And I don't know why, like specifically, there's bun bow there, but there is. So
there's a story behind that. So if you notice it, the bun bows that are like just on one after another, like store after store after store, after cart after cart after cart, they all share the same number because the original person, I can't remember what number it was, but let's just call it 216, bun bow 216 or whatever the case is, was like the original. But because it had so much popularity, anyone else who opened up a bun bow afterwards also called it bun bow 216 as well, or whatever the number was. So when you go along that road, or we've been along there in the car, we're like, hey, look, bun bow 216. He goes, wait, how come there's like 10 of them in a row? He goes, yeah, which one's the real one? Because you got to know which one's the authentic, original OG. That's the good one. Everyone else has just jumped on the bandwagon because it's done so well.
That's it. That does not surprise me in the slightest.
But I've had a bad experience with a street bun bao. Like I love bun bao. My mum used to make it back in Australia as well when she first came over, and they get their cravings and stuff. And we used to make it by the bulk and sell it. But when I came here first time in 1995, we went back straight to countryside, and my uncle, we're in our hometown, and my uncle was like, you want a bun bao? And I was like, yeah, okay. So it was a lady pushing a cart. So he bought 2. It was massive ones. And I was eating it. It was beautiful. It was yummy. It was delicious. It was tasty. But a few hours later, it didn't agree with me. And I got really sick from that. And this is in 1995, mind you. I was 15, right? So I got sick. I was throwing up. I developed a fever and everything. So my parents didn't bring like the right medication. So my uncle said, let's just take him to the local doctor here. This is the funniest story ever. 15-year-old, going with my dad and my uncle. We get to this doctor. He wore one of those headbands with the light on top here, like you see in cartoons, the cartoon doctors. And then he was just doing all this examination. I even got an injection. I got an injection into my bum. I don't know what the hell it was. I was 15, and he says, I need to give him an injection. So we got the injection. And then I had to go and get because I was coughing and he had a look through here, I had a sore throat. And when when you have an ulcer, it's like a whitish. The ulcer is like a whitish thing. All you got to do is put a little bit of salt on it or maybe flush it with Listerine or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I had a little bit just behind the boxing bag of my mouth, in the back of my mouth. And you can see a bit of an ulcer. And every time I swallowed, it hurt. All I needed was to do salt rinses, right? But then he goes, we need to take an x-ray of his chest because in case it's infected and gone down to his chest. So I ended up doing an x-ray. Yeah, I ended up doing an x-ray. And then when we finished, I can't remember the total. It was something like, it was pretty ridiculous for at the time. Maybe $60-$70. And then he goes, I got to give you some medication. And you know how normally we're so used to him, doctors, prescribing you the form, and then you go to the chemist and you get your medication. No, he took out like this drawer and tipped it out, and it was just random capsules and coming out, and he goes, yep, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Yeah, take these. Here you go. So you can tell me as a 15-year-old, all I had was got sick, got food poisoning from bun bao, had a little bit of a ulcer in my mouth, get an injection, get an x-ray, random medication. What the hell?
But did you get high?
I don't remember. I don't remember at all. But I mean, I got over it and then everything was fine after that. But who knows what I'm running through my body back then?
It's probably the vid. Probably the vid back then.
Probably.
Probably. Hey, AT's got a question. He said, bun bao is the bomb. You mean bun bao or bun bao? Because there's 2 different things.
Oh, yeah, bun bao. Bun bao is different.
Yeah.
Bun bao is what Maddie had the other day for breakfast.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
Yeah, so I did have bun bao the other day for breakfast, but I also have a very similar story as Petey with bun bao. And I mean, look, I was drunk one night and I went to Circle K, and the only thing that looked appealing was the bun bao in the steam box. And yeah, as you can imagine, I had that, and by the next morning, I was basically running between bed to toilet for the next 3 days straight. So yeah, it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, I know. It's been sitting there probably for the whole day of the other day, probably.
Couple of days doing that. Not good.
Couple of days doing that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, Q-Stream Vibes here on a beautiful Thursday with the boys, Patty and Matthias. Don't go away. When we come back, we got some topics to discuss. Welcome back to Q-Stream Vibes, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, and here we are. Yes, that's right. Wise past saying got to get better diet with fibers. Actually, I've been having a green juice every morning. We call it the green juice smoothie. We just some kale and some banana and rich in fiber. So when it's time to go, it's nice and easy and less strain.
Speaking of good diet, we have an amazing article here. Man sets new Guinness World Record with 24-hour pub crawl.
Oh my goodness!
Where's it short? That's the fiber you need.
Wow. or
So it
is this a
says here,
mixture of
guys.
everything?
Yeah. A man with a passion for pints and pubs believe he has set a new Guinness World Record for the most pubs visited in 24-hour period.
What's that number?
This was in Cambridgeshire. A man named Matt Ellis. 51
Sounds
pubs
like
in 24 hours.
Oh,
That's insane.
51 in 24 hours. Holy.
Yes, 51 pubs in 24 hours. I wonder if he
So it's
actually
just
had
pubs
a pint.
visited. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is he actually drinking at each of these pubs, or is he just sort of
Well,
like sipping and chilling?
That's what a pub crawl is, right? A pub crawl is you have to finish the pint.
That's true.
But yeah,
Wow. 51, eh? I wonder what the record before that was.
Yeah. It says here, per rules set by the Guinness World Record, Ellis had to consume at least 125 ml of any beverage at each stop and receive verification from the staff of the pub.
Oh.
He then had to run to the next one.
Wow. Surprised there's that many pubs in that one area.
And it says here as well, there's no current world record for a single person on a 24-hour pub crawl. Though 13 people set a world record for visiting 250 venues as a team in 2011 in New York.
Fuck, that's heaps. 250 venues in a 24-hour. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was in 2011 in New York.
13 people. Wow. I think the most I've ever done is maybe what 5, 6 tops.
Yeah,
around
Brisbane. I've done a pub crawl in Sydney, and I think we did what 11 or 12, and that was kind of weak because there's in the city of Sydney there's so many freaking pubs like right along each other.
So you just walk next door.
Yeah, so you just walk next door, but after 10 drinks you're sort of like munted.
Yeah, I mean there's that golf game that you play.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've heard of that, Matty. So basically, I guess however many holes is equivalent to how many pubs there is. So if you do a 9 holes, 9 pubs, and you're supposed to try and keep score. If you skull your pint, that's a hole in one. So anytime you sip, that's one shot. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Like you're supposed to have a reward at the end of it, like a jackpot where everyone puts in a certain amount or something like that. So by the end of it, you don't really pay for anything and you get a little bit of a winning as well. So yeah. Interesting.
What was the game you were talking about?
The what? Venue?
You were saying there was a pub game like a second ago. You were saying there's a pub game.
It's like you play golf. It's like golf. And the number of holes, like if you play like a 9-hole golf course, it's equivalent to like 9 venues. So then each venue you go to, all the boys get a pint. And if you skull it in one hit, that's a hole in one. But if you take 3 sips to finish your beer, that's 3 shots.
3 shots.
This sounds dangerous.
Yeah,
it sounds like you're based off the second venue.
Yeah,
I'm definitely shooting 100.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be drinking a pint, of course you're going to have a few guys who are going to do hole in ones because this is going to like boom, hole in one, I'm done. But by the time you get to, I guess, bar number 7 and you've done 6 skulls of 6 pints, then you're probably going to be taking your time on that one. Handicap.
I think Sean will win this one easily.
Jumping jump.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Mr. 100%.
Ooh. Maybe we can change it up with like food or something.
Oh, that I will win.
But like it has to be like maybe like a bite size or something. I mean, it's gonna get to the point where you're like, I'm so full, I don't want to eat anymore, and then you mix it up like halfway through it's like a cake, and then later on it's like something else. So it's not like you're eating savory first and then sweets later. It's a mixture through the course. So who knows, mate? Who knows?
What if we do it with the bun bales?
Ooh, that's gonna be tough.
Who will
Bun bao
shit themselves first?
It's so dense. Your stomach would be so bloated.
Bun bao's gonna be so tough. Bun bao's easy because it's not big. I can smash a few bun baos easily. I can smash like a dozen easily. AT keeps going on about bun bao. But gents, let's get a little bit freaky. Let's get a little bit freaky in the bedroom. We got colors. Experts say that certain colors will depict how positive your mood can be. So let's bring this up. I thought this would be appropriate because Maddie is one to have the auras in his room. He likes Sean as well. Matt is all about the colors, the feels, the vibes. So, an expert in color psychology details how 5 bedroom shades can positively affect your mood.
So what's your favorite color? Petey, you first. What's your favorite color?
It's hard to when you ask me like that. It's hard to answer it because if you're talking about clothing, I wear black. A lot of people say black's not a color. I like dark, I guess. But when it comes in terms of like cars, all my cars have either been white or red, mainly red. I think when I was younger, blue was a color that I always liked in general. Because
okay, so if you had to choose one, like for example, you had to choose one. That's the only color you could have in your life. What color would it be?
Oh, man, maybe red.
Red. What about you, Maddie?
Say that question again.
What's your favorite color? If you could have one color in your life, what would it be?
My favorite color is teal, but I'm not sure if I would want that to be the only color in my life. I think that'd be a bit of a stretch. Teal, yeah.
My like Asian horoscope color recommend like my soothing color is green. That's what they say for my age. But I mean, I did get the party never stops in green.
That's true.
Why? What's yours, Patty?
Blue all day.
Blue.
All the shades of blue.
I guess so. That explains your Jordans, your North Carolina colors stuff.
Yeah. So yeah,
colors or blush family evoke peacefulness. Lighter reds such as blush, rose, and coral pink can feel restful and lead to general sense of peace. Here's the blue. This is nice too. It looks pleasing. It looks very pleasing on the eye. See, now, do you like a more solid, bold blue, or do you like a more pastel, light shade of blue, Patty?
I started as a navy blue lover, but then I ended up being a sky blue type of guy. So
because like suit-wise, I like a nice like dark navy blue suit. So I think Matthias, you have a nice navy blue suit jacket too, and navy blue is always a nice look, especially with brown
navy
boots.
blue. It's so easy. Yeah. It's honestly, it's like in terms of like wearing clothing, it's definitely my most favorite color to wear because it's just easy. Like it works with everything.
Same.
Shaunsy, welcome.
Hey,
this guy with a pen and paper. It's 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I gotta get to this little office at around 4:00, and then I gotta do a little grading actually. So I'm doing a little editing. So you guys,
he's going for his license. You didn't know? He's going for his forklift license.
I'm studying. I'm trying to get my forklift license.
Studying, but he's streaming at the same time. Love it.
This thing's gonna get dark.
So it says the shades of blue can inspire rest. Wax told Insider that blue, blue-green, and blue-gray are some of the most calming shades of bedrooms. In psychology, blue is a color that we find to be associated with a sense of trust, and so blue is automatically a color we feel we can let our guard down. That's true because, like, you know, when you look at cartoons that depict good versus evil, it's always blue. That's kind of the good color. You don't really see evil associated with blue, or the villain associated with blue, so to speak. So
Yeah.
nice.
It's pretty neutral color, blue. Happy going, lucky.
See, this looks nice too. I'm very open to a lot of different colors. I'd
like
say
the
my
brown.
house at the moment is
The brown with,
brownish
like the
and
tan
wooden.
and black with a white background. It's very like coffee-esque. Cafe.
Coffee-ish.
I'm gonna send through a link of the kind of thing that I saw just today, actually, which was super nice. Look at the photos. Have a look at the photos in this. I'm like, oh, this is super nice. Just sent it through in the chat, guys.
Okay, let's just go through this. Natural browns. Just feel embracing. So browns for embracing. Would this be the closest to teal? Greens? This kind of greeny shades?
Yeah,
Teal?
yeah,
That's
definitely,
like
definitely. That's real nice.
This is you, Maddie? This is you written all over it?
I think so, except for the carpet in the foreground with like the grey and white checks. I think that's what that is. I'm not a fan of that. I think if it was just like a solid like fairy carpet on the ground, I think that'd be real nice. I'm into that.
And do you like plain solid color? Do you like some patterns on the wall?
No, I think that wall there is super nice. I think I like that plain wall.
Just the plain.
Yeah.
plain
You always gotta have a feature wall. The feature wall is nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So greens are associated with relaxation and security. Security, Balvet.
Security.
Feel comfortable.
There's no reason actors and guests relax in green rooms before appearing on TV. Well, it's not. It's called a green room, but it's not literally. It's not green. So, shades of purple can make you feel soothed and cozy. Self-soothing purple.
Love it.
Self-soothing purple.
Purple.
Do you guys like pink?
I mean, purple. I like purple. I like pink as well. I don't.
I like a lavender.
I like bimbo pink.
I love a good pink.
Like hot pink, right? Like Barbie,
Yeah.
Barbie pink.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like Q-Stream vibes in the top right, that sort of pink. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, that's like a bubble gum. I like that. That's like calming,
Like a dark,
relaxing.
sort of, like the black
With
and
the
the
dark.
brown, like
Yeah, I
leather.
like
Yeah.
the brown. That goes
There's a
with it.
sense of elegance about it. Like it feels very high class. Feels very
That's
premium.
classy.
that feels like a penthouse.
Yeah.
This feels
Yeah.
like this image feels like American Psycho, Patrick Bateman style.
The only thing about this is like I've seen a few restaurants decked out in a dark sort of, I guess, feature wall is dark, your ceiling is dark, the chairs are in a lighter shade of like brown, just like this, and you would only really have warm dim light to really give that atmosphere because you couldn't light it up with fluorescent. It just defeats the purpose of having things black.
Wow, look at
But
that
that's
bedroom.
the whole point. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That looks like you could sleep so good in it. I need
Yeah.
like a dark room for sleep, like
But the thing is, I probably wouldn't have black bed sheets
no. Why not?
because
Evidence.
I have dandruff below.
Good point. I didn't even think about that, but that's not a bad point at all.
Yeah, like you could have it, but then you'd be changing sheets every day.
Oh no.
That's like people who wear white underpants.
You
Doesn't
guys-
matter
I
how
don't-
clean you are. Doesn't matter how clean you are. Like the white picks up every stain, even if it's just like a hand rub stain.
Yeah.
Like it's there. It's there. I mean, like I think for models on pictures, like the white jocks for the Calvin Klein, like white jocks, like they look good.
Yeah, but
to
they've just put
wear
that
it-
on. They've just put that on.
Yeah, that's just to put it on. Exactly. But to wear it through the day and finish the day off, yeah, nah.
So imagine this, Sean. Yesterday, when you went climbing Mount Elephant, imagine you wearing white jocks like after that
man.
climb.
They would be so dirty by the time I got home, and like riding through all the dirt and like climbing, like it would.
Fighting.
I would love to do it before and after,
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pause you guys there for a second. Just imagine Sean wearing jocks at all.
Good call, Matty. Good call.
Good call. Good call.
Not the
Shawnsy,
first. It's
yeah.
not the first time I've imagined it.
You've had to imagine it. I mean, I've seen it.
There you go.
My goodness. My goodness. G-Stream Vibes. If you just joined us, it's Thursday. Welcome to the stream. Talking about favorite colors and what it gives you in terms of vibes, and should Sean wear undies at all? Because he doesn't really. And if he does, what do you recommend?
What color?
Boxers, briefs, boxers,
G-strings?
G-strings.
What do you wear, Sean? Like, do you wear briefs, like the actual Y-front briefs?
Like
or
the
boxers?
boxer briefs? Boxer briefs?
Boxer briefs are like the joxers,
Lies.
yeah?
I guess
Lies.
they're briefs. Yeah.
Lies.
Yeah.
But
You can't have
I
them flopping.
I like wearing boxers because there's like airflow. It's loose. It's like comfortable, and like I don't like suction and too much heat down on the package area because it's
Sean, we
kinda
spoke about this
uncomfortable.
before, bro.
The fly.
You're wearing G-strings, but back to front. Fly's eyes.
Fly eyes.
Well, I wear joxers. I like a little bit of
A little
because
tight.
we're ready to play ball and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't like it just flopping around when I'm doing a crossover or something like that. So.
Yeah. Or just hanging out.
That's
you
quite
know,
like
you
it's
just
like when
sitting
you watch
down.
football.
I like
It's
the
when you watch
security.
football, like rugby league, when they have and they're running to score a try and they jump and they dive and they slide. Like obviously they're wearing like compression, so it's nicely sort of compressed. So then when you slide, there's nothing, there's no friction that flips it back or anything. But if you didn't have anything, it would be like you're sliding with it, against the grain kind of thing.
It becomes an anchor.
Oh,
It does become an anchor.
But
it
do you know what the perfect example is?
what?
Sprinters.
Yes.
Sprinters.
Yeah.
Remember
the runners.
Shervington?
Yeah.
Shervo. Remember Shervo?
It
It
acts
was going
as, it acts as
everywhere.
wipers.
There was that clip where you're running. It's like this. See, see, I'm running, but it's like sprinters. See, it's moving side to side. Yeah. Don't get any ideas. Next minute, Maddie's online checking out the sprinters now.
That's what he's doing. That's why he's quiet.
It's so
Quiet
That's
now.
why he's quiet. That's why he's quiet. What's our
So Sean.
random special for today, Sean?
I did have another one, but Fortnite is shutting down in China, and Fortnite is one of like the biggest games that have for what is it? What's the game? The company that created it? Why can't I think of it? Anyways, they're shutting down in China, and they're not exactly saying why, but China has like one of the biggest followings for the game, and it's been very huge all around the world, and whatever companies created it, I know it says it in there.
Epic Games.
Epic Games. So like this is one of their like top of the line like games that has came out and like has been worldwide like renowned, like huge and famous. And now China is talking about you can't log in right now. You can log in still, but you can't sign up. You can't download the game pack. And I think in 2 weeks they're going to be shutting down all the servers. So it's
Does it say why?
There's millions of people in China that love and play this game and have already you can put money into it to like buy different like disguises or like different outfits.
Oh yeah, there we go. It says
So-
it says they didn't comment why.
Yeah. But down further in the bottom, it says that they're actually trying to like limit the amount of young teens that are playing video games. So from Monday through like Friday, they've like only like let people or like I think people over 18 allowed to like play games, and then like younger children, they're like.
So apparently it was never approved.
Well, it's funny because I just literally signed up. Well, I just downloaded Fortnite and I just created an account. So I was going to start playing.
Well, you're safe.
So, seems like China's trying to shut down everything.
Yep.
Crypto, and then Fortnite. Freaking, what's next? AliExpress.
Well, they did already shut down. What's his name? Jack Ma.
Yeah. Apparently, there was a video that was out by Jack Ma's best friend. Supposedly, could be a fakie, but he just did an update saying that Jack Ma is fine. He's just laying low, just doing his thing. So kind of weird.
He's got no choice.
Well, how do we even know he's still alive?
True.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, only Jack himself or friends that know him would know, actually. So, Shaunsy. Yes, you're in. You're back.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
That's a huge loss for Epic Games because there's millions of players in China that are playing that, and it's crazy to think that you're not allowing children to play games that they enjoy and taking it out of the country. They said it was only like a beta test, but I think there's more to it that they're just not saying. So
I wouldn't be surprised if China just soon makes their own version of Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I imagine. That's probably
where they'll be a little bit more in control, of their users and stuff like that. So then they can say, "Yep, you can now get on this. Has all the same features. It's just we know exactly, who's signed up, I guess." So. Yeah, but Sean, with your license to operate a forklift, I think you're going to be needed, bro. You're going to be needed because there is a labor shortage of workers, and they have, now companies. It's pretty much what the headline says. Companies are willing to pay $20 an hour to workers who have no idea how to do the job. And when you go into the article, there's people who have no experience. Excavators. Right. But it's also pay rate too. Like before that, I think if you were working in construction in Australia, I know in Australia it's pretty decent pay, but it costs a lot. Very decent pay, but it also costs a lot to leave a bobcat sitting on a construction site not used.
Yeah.
So they really got to get people in there to make use of it because of the time that they need to get stuff done and return the machines or whatever the case is. Must be frustrating. I think it's even worse if you get someone that doesn't have experience to say, look, and try and teach them on the job to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean, maybe you're in luck. No experience needed. Imagine that. Construction worker need to operate forklift, carry crates from here to here. No driving license needed.
I'm hired. I'm getting rich.
Far out. So that's something you should look into, Shaunsy. Yeah. Sad, huh?
I think this article refers to like just generally being a huge labor shortage in America, and I think part of it once again comes down to like people realize that they've kind of been taken advantage of by like the capitalist system for such a long time, and they're not really willing to go and work for like basically like no money anymore. So this shortage is also in like service jobs, especially like like restaurant staff, waiters, chefs, like all sort of like minimum wage jobs. Where people are realizing that like, hey, like my time is worth more than like $6 an hour. Like, why am I doing this? So I think this partly has to do with that as well.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's also because like, how many people do you know nowadays, or how many kids, or not kids? Sorry, I guess people who already go into the workforce straight after studies, if they do tertiary studies or not, actually choose a path of a construction worker. There's we're shortage of that in general. Like now kids, like we talked about this the other day, kids realize that if you just have a smartphone, you can make just as much, if not more money on a smartphone if you have the right formula in place, and you can do things that's less strenuous than working in the labor force and doing construction, regardless of how much they pay you. I mean, it's got to be pretty enticing for someone to say, okay, yeah, I'll help you with this project and build these set of apartments. But yeah, so I think that's a problem as well. Who do you know close that's still working? I guess kitchen hand or waiting at a restaurant, besides owning it themselves.
I think I know a couple of people who are sort of working service jobs and stuff, and I think a few of them have sort of like made like a career out of it, but like, you know, taken it a lot more seriously, but certainly not many. No.
I don't think it'll be for long term unless there's something at the end of it where they can, I guess, get promoted to managerial or maybe get a share of the restaurant. I think that's the only thing that will keep them there, I would say. Otherwise, people are going to just not do anything. And then that takes us now to the next thing is like the virtual world. It's kind of like in the movies because the real world is not building anymore because there's no one out here to build. And it's going to get to the point where, okay, well, we may as well just shift into this virtual world where we can build things. That's the Matrix. Happens the beginning. These are the beginning.
The metaverse.
The metaverse. Have you guys been seeing that on your newsfeed lately?
Yeah.
It's already happening, man. Like I've been getting advertising on it. You can already buy, I guess, different sections of the metaverse and build your store, and people can. I think Zuckerberg was on his Instagram, on his Facebook, was saying that you can also buy and make money, and the 100% of that profits go to you. Let me see if I screenshotted it here.
Well, you guys remember the article I sent to you guys with Nike going into the metaverse.
Yes.
They're also they're also looking for a specific what do you call it? A designer of the metaverse materials is what they're calling it, as a new job for Nike. So you'll be designing like, you know, virtual materials to be sold in the metaverse.
That's pretty cool. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Actually, I have the article here, which I can send to you. I'll share to you guys. But yeah, like, you know, with big companies getting into the metaverse as well, and also it's not just Facebook. There's other companies that's getting into it like quite heavily.
While you're looking for that, Patty, I'll just read out these 3 points that Zuckerberg said. So he goes, we're launching a promotional link for creators for their subscriptions offering. When people subscribe using this link, creators will keep all the money they earn minus taxes. Number 2, creators will have more ownership of their audience. We're giving the ability for them to download the email addresses of all their new subscribers. So you get access to this data as well. We're launching a bonus program that pays creators for each new subscriber they get as part of our $1 billion creator investment announced this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to start cracking on something to offer, boys.
Where are you reading this from?
Nike is looking into the metaverse.
It was straight on Zuckerberg's post on his.
And they were talking about NFTs, creating NFTs.
Link us to that. Link us to that post, Petey.
Yeah. Kind of early days, but you know, he's already announcing that a lot of changes and things that you can do. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I remember watching. Sorry, yeah, go.
Oh, hasn't Nike just got into making NFTs too? Like they just jumped on board with the NFT train, I think, right?
Yeah, they started filing for trademarks. For the NFT side of things, as far as the metaverse. It says here, if a handful of newly filed trademark applications for registration and a string of hires is any indication, Nike is preparing to head back into the metaverse. So when you were offline, Sean, I was just mentioning to the guys that Nike is starting to hire, specific positions for the metaverse, like designers to create materials for the metaverse, because eventually, you're gonna have to start buying like clothes and shoes for your avatar for the metaverse. So
Just go naked.
yeah, so like imagine as I was telling Petey yesterday, there's metaverse land that's already being sold for millions of dollars. Axie Infinity is one of the biggest play to earn games, is also selling blocks of land. They have Genesis lands, they have new lands that's coming up, and these are all going for hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. Eventually, like Petey said before, we're going to be stuck on our lazy boy chair, put on that goggle, and then get your character out into the metaverse and start looking for some Nike shoes that you're going to buy on the metaverse.
Here's the thing I want to know: what kind of laws or rules in the metaverse do you think they will have? Like, for example, there will be people who goes, what the hell? It's not even real shoes. Why do we need to buy shoes for it? And like what Maddie just said, fuck, let's go naked. Will the metaverse have rules where you're not allowed to walk around naked and you have to have clothes? Do you know what I mean? Because if they do that, then that's where the money will come in general. Because then, yeah, look, this is a black tie event. You got to have a suit to come to this event. So then you have to go buy a suit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So yeah. So if you have a look at the screen, Nike posted this October 23, looking for a virtual material designer.
Far out.
It's getting real, boys.
That's huge. That'll be
Or
really
it's getting
good
virtual, rather.
Yeah,
Or
true.
it's getting virtual.
Get virtual. Far out, eh?
But yeah, interesting times.
Interesting. I mean, I think we're going to see in our lifetime. We'll see the sort of genesis of it before it gets heavily, I guess, surrounded by just nothing but virtual world. I don't think in our lifetime we'll see all that, but we'll definitely see the beginnings of it. Was it 2020 now? There was a thing going around saying that kids born today will see 2030, 20, what do you call it? The end of this century. Whereas we'll be gone by then.
I actually disagree with that. I reckon we are slowly. This might be geeking out a little too much for you guys, but whatever, you can deal with it.
Geek.
I'm part of a subreddit group called Longevity, and there is a lot of research that is currently going into basically life extension, trying to cure aging as the disease, like the sort of like the biggest disease of humanity. And currently, I think it's something like every year that passes currently right now, we are as a species, we are figuring out how to live about 0.3 years longer. And that number is increasing. And once that number hits 1, it means we are figuring out through studies and science, we're figuring out how to heal our problems faster than what they are actually occurring in our bodies, which means that once that number hits 1, you hit escape velocity, which means you will have a choice whether to die or not.
Wow.
But what about because getting old is one thing, but we're also frail, we're weaker.
Yeah, so it's not just talking about lifespan. That they actually talk a lot about health span. So basically, it's like the amount of time that you spend healthy and functional and able to like realistically enjoy your life. So yeah, they definitely discuss that. Like that's not an overlooked factor. They're not just trying to decrease, by decades the amount of time that you spend in a wheelchair or whatever. It's not that at all.
Interesting.
Because you know how when Bruce Lee died, they did an autopsy and they said that his organs was as healthy as an 18-year-old. So and that's probably just due to his diet and workout, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, they just got to figure out a way to slow down or reverse the oxidation of our bodies day by day as it goes. That's why at the moment, currently, you have some of those Japanese women who are like, on 50 to 60 years old that look like they're 30, and it's because they've maintained their bodies and health because they don't drink or smoke or anything, but they also take a lot of antioxidants from green tea and other supplements to delay the oxidation of your body day by day. So that's the secret. If you can delay, well, every day our body oxidizes, right? Especially we're in the sun. The more longer in the sun, the more you freaking oxidizing,
and the more you drink.
Yeah, Sean.
So sunscreen tomorrow, Maddie. Sunscreen tomorrow.
I know. I was going to put it on today, but I was like, oh no, I'm not even going to spend that much time in the sun. Fail.
Yeah.
Fail.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think there was a health expert that said, especially for guys, because not a lot of the guys, I guess, beauty conscious on their face and skin and stuff. But that he did say, like, look, guys, if you're not one to use any of those moisturizing products, the one thing you can at least use is sunscreen. At least. Yeah. And don't get those chemical ones. You got to get the actual ones with less chemicals, more organic, and the moisturizing that it needs. So, anyways, Q-Stream Vibes, where are we at with time? Almost done. Why don't we wrap up with this article here? Because it does have to do with health. And for Sean, I don't know. But for Aussies, easy for us because what? Swimming is in the back of our hands. Everything you need to know about swimming. So, how often do you guys swim? And I mean swim, not just jump in the pool and sort of like, flap around.
Before COVID, I used to swim a lot.
I jumped in the pool to flap around just a minute ago, actually, or not a minute ago, a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
No, but
I used to
not
every now and
serious
then just do strokes.
Yeah, I used to do laps downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have access to I probably thought I should have. But swimming has a lot of health advantages for rehabilitation, mind, body benefits. I actually find it last time when we did a workout at yours, Patty, and we went for a swim. We actually did a lap.
Yeah,
it's a really nice, invigorating feel once you get out, and I guess your joints, breathing especially. I think it helps a lot of people who have asthmatic if you do
your
some
cardiovascular,
swimming.
really.
Yeah. So, and I don't know with Sean, I don't know how good his swimming is, but I do know that in America it's not compulsory to learn to swim when you're in school. Whereas in Australia, we were already taught how to swim at the age of grade 3, maybe, possibly grade 2 even, and we had to do that as a lesson. So it still surprises me when I meet a couple of friends who are from overseas. Like, remember Anjay he never know how to swim at all. Like, he's a gym freak, great body, can lift, but can't even swim to save his life, and that's because they've never really done it. So yeah, I'd like to get back into it again. Supposedly swimming early in the morning is real good for you too, and swimming in the beach early in the morning is real good for you. With the salt and obviously the negative ions from the water, it's supposed to be really good for you. Jump in the water tomorrow, Maddie.
I will. I'm likely to have access to a pool tomorrow, so yeah, I will.
There we go. Let's have Sean. Sean's gone. Sean's
this internet is just shit today.
Yeah, well,
what do we got here?
It's copy. Let's talk about swimming, mate. Swimming, how the health benefits with swimming. It's good for your mind, your body, your joints, rehab, all that sort of stuff. And we'll just quickly touching on how in Australia, when we were going to school, it was compulsory to learn to swim. I don't know what it's like in America, but were you guys?
Yeah.
Did you guys have to? You guys were taught to swim, or was that a choice? Because you guys are free to choose.
We were given. I mean, it was up to our parents, I guess, when we were young. But when I came into high school, they wanted for I believe one year you have to learn how to swim. It's those cold, icy, freezing mornings, but the pool is heated. But you got to jump in and you got to swim a few laps, and then you if you didn't know how to swim, you could partially learn through school. But I learned as a young child, and from then on, just knew how to swim.
Nice.
But I love the ocean. I love being in the water. I'm afraid of sharks, but I like them. But I always feel like
You
calm and
can do the
relaxed.
standard freestyle. You can do the standard freestyle stroke.
Yeah, just standard freestyle, and then what do you call it? The
Breaststroke?
Breaststroke.
Backstroke as well?
Yeah.
Can you tread water?
I like the back. Yeah, I don't know how long though.
Pat's got a good technique because we were taught differently, and then Pat showed me a different way that was less energy consuming.
Yeah,
you can sort of stay. You can go a little bit longer.
Ooh,
yeah. Because I did surf lifesaving school when I was younger, at the beach. So it was we were taught how to tread water for like a long period of time. So it was just basically. You're not supposed to do both feet.
1 foot, right?
You're supposed to alternate. Instead of kicking this way, supposed to make a swirl with your leg, from the knee down.
Yeah, and then you switch to the other leg. Hey,
and then you switch to the other leg.
And then you keep
one leg at a time. Is that right?
Yeah, one leg at a time, mate.
That's the proper way to, I guess, to stretch out the duration of you.
I'll have to give that a go. I'll report back.
It's a really good way. And also, if you get tired, people forget to just try and float on your back.
Yeah, just float.
Yeah.
And some people can't float though.
Yeah. One key information as well, if you feel like you're going to drown, if you're running out of breath, is actually hold your breath and just face down on the water and just chill.
Just rest.
And then just bring it back up, and then you'll be able to get your breath back instead of panicking. When you panic, you lose more of your air out of your body.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a tough part with people too, is being able to control their panic. Once you panic, it's almost over.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. All right. We should have a little tread water competition between us, huh?
We should.
Let's see who drowns first.
Yeah. Come over.
Yeah, we'll have to come over. Awesome. So yeah, guys, if you can get some swimming in, some regular swimming in, it'd be really, really good for your joints.
Yeah.
Good old age. Good for breathing as well. Get some breathing techniques in there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there was a way to hold your breath and come underwater far. You had to do a couple of long breath holds before you do your main breath hold, just to slow your heart rate down, so that when you do go, you can hold your breath longer.
Yeah. You know what's going to be amazing when we swim?
Is Matthias looking? What?
Looks like
our beards. I mean, our mustaches.
Oh, what's going to be funny? Hey, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to donate to Men's Health. We're doing Movember. This is day 4. So far, the Mo is looking a little bit stubbly, starting to come through. But we will continue our quest to grow and groom a moustache, helping and raising awareness surrounding men's health, such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's mental health. So you can scan the QR code there and donate as much as you like for us. It'll be muchly appreciated. It goes to the Movember Foundation, or you can click the link in the description box and donate that way as well. So far, around $50, but we're going to the end of the month, and it's going to be awesome. Don't forget to send in your photos, boys.
We'll do. It's not bad for 4 days. $50 in 4 days is not bad at all.
It's looking pretty good. Well, that brings us to our hour of power, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for happy hour drinks. If you're out there, make sure you go in and get your special deals at your favorite bar, because they're doing 2-for-1s or even better, as long as you're happy, having a good drink. And don't forget moderation. Awesome, boys. Great session. Great week on the corn on the Q streams. Great week on the Q streams. I think we got Sunday roast this Sunday, the actual roast, and we'll start to roast. We'll roast each other for a little bit on our Mo. We'll roast each other with our Mo, and we'll roast Sean as well, and Maddie when he comes back. Awesome. Love you guys. We'll see you, and don't forget Friday, pretty late show tomorrow.
I heard you said you feel lonely. Nothing is right.